Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Steve and Alan diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic caused by nauseating TV adverts.
He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Steve and Alan
On slavery,
almost daily.
investigating
Laughs and facts served out plainly.
look at your face
Your
like,
dose
what are you
of
going to do with that,
wit
Steve?
is never shady. Steve and Alan almost daily.
Hello and welcome to Steve and Alan Almost Daily. It's a day. It's even later than a day, if we're brutally honest about it. What more do you possibly want? Hello and welcome. I'm Steve. If you've never watched one of these things before, why would you join now? Seems weird. I'm Steve, and clearly don't have all the lights on, do we? Sorry, a bit of a last-minute slapathon there. The evening. Welcome along. We're gone prime time, baby. I'm Stephen Allen. I'll be taking a look at the news so that to save you the hassle. Also on the show today, there could be some unboxing because I've just had some guff arrived. We can't start with the front pages. It's difficult. What do you do? I like the format of doing an evening version of these things. We'll get some chat going in a second. This is a day that's mainly been about how hot it's been, how much politics is heating up, and of course, Bonnie Tyler sadly passed away. But I suppose on a day that's as hot as this, no Tylers are particularly Bonnie. Stay right there for a second. Is that the best you can do? This is an evening show. This is not the daytime guff that we normally... Bonnie You're thinking of roofers. Tylers are indoors. I know you get tiles on a roof, but... If you'd like to get involved in the chat, you can join in by taking a quick look at youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen in the chat. Boom, there's some of it. We can start from the top, though. See who's here first. We're joined by Joodles. Get the aircon on, fella. 20 degrees. Wagwan says, Squirrel. I've been totally out of the news this last week. Not a lot, actually. It's silly season. There's not. This is when they used to have Big Brother on the TV because there's just no news in the summer. So let's just relax. Eric Clacton. Great guitarist, says Squirrel. Thank you. What? Beg pardon? Joodle. Hey, Squirrel. Hey, Brits. I'm melting, I say. It has been it's been on the warm side. I'll give you that. You're playing all of the right notes. Hey, Squirrel. Hey, Brit. You've not really missed much, Squirrel, but fear not. The man's in the shed who will happily bring you up to date. You're up to date. Evening all, Martin's here. What, Martin, remind us in the chat of your joke about the Clacton by-election. It's good and I'll let you deliver it. It was good. The scenario is good. Which actually it was sent to me on Bluesky. Track me down on Bluesky at Mr. Stephen Allen, Threads, and of course X at Mr. Stephen Allen, all of that lark. It's a day. What more do you want, says Martin? I thoroughly agree. Have been yet, man? Say it fast. What? Have been yet, man? Wagwan. I suppose Farage would like to be a Clacton peer. Oh, it's a bit early for one of these, isn't it? It's a bit early. So this is not early. The whole darn show's late. I was going to add that Clacton was such a good guitarist, they made him a peer. No, all of that. Ah, yes, says Kermit. Sunlight has the effect on vampires. Oh. Charlotte's here. Good evening from a very sore Charlotte. I think they're a great band, weren't they? I hope everyone's okay. I'm doing okay. You done for the day? We can all relax and unwind and do a prime time one. This could be the future. Proper Meme says, what's happening, white people? We'll edit that out in post. That's fine. No, it's just making it obvious, isn't it? This is the kind of show where Robert Jenrick would see who's in the chat and be fine. Oddly enough, I still have the name I had as a baby. Well, congratulations. How do you remember? Huh? The under candidate and candidate can get the bin. Yep, we'll talk about that in a sec. Total collapse of the heart. This is not as if this show would ever do a tasteless joke about Bonnie. We did what? Well, I don't memorize the script, do I? Massaging in this heat, says Charlotte, is not for the faint-hearted. Oof, dear. It's been so hot, I'm not even sure one could receive a massage, particularly well in this heat. You'd need another one afterwards. You'd be there all day. Alan's here. Hi, Steve. Missed you this morning. I missed it as well. Ray asked, where is your husband? Lost in France with Bonnie Tyler. What? Are we just going to have a crack at the old Bonnie today? All done for the day, thank God, says Charlotte and Martin. I said the Clacton by-election was a bin-win situation. Come on. That's what we're here for. We can't really start with the front pages, although I did think I'd make you this promise. There are some of the websites I use for front pages promise that they'll start getting them in from 7 o'clock. So I will refresh. Still yesterday's. I will refresh, and as soon as we start to get tomorrow's front pages, I will willingly load them in and talk about them. What? I would talk about the news on a front page without much preparation. When would I do that normally? So we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I've been trying to keep an eye on today's news. Although that would be not a bad way to wrap up the day. A day when, in general, it's been this, hasn't it? It has been warmth. Amber heat alerts issued as the NHS faces a summer onslaught. Well, pick a Kinlane. Oh, the NHS winter. We can't handle winter. The winter. Oh, the winter in the NHS. Oh, on the brink. What we need is some warmer weather. All right, there you go. Might it not be the weather? Maybe the problem is the NHS. Although the way it's been dealt with, if you look at some of the news today, good old Bonnie Prince Charlie looking like a cool dude. That's what happens when his missus walks past. Those two were meant to be together. High temperatures hit 34 degrees Celsius. That Bonnie Tyler joke was incorrect as well. As UK swelters in third heat wave of the year, he went to London Zoo. Where's that going to help? If you're like an important person like the monarch and you've got a heat wave going on, no offence, but on a normally clement day, his fingers look like he's having his own heat wave. He looks like he spent the day massaging people during a heat wave. He's got to be careful. This guy eats a hot dog. He won't know where the hot dog begins and the finger ends. He'll gnaw himself down to the wrist. Let's see if that's what's in his mouth. So I'm just worried. I'm worried about him. He's an old man to be trying to deal with this. Get him in an air-conditioned thing, because he always has to wear a suit. He always travels with his own toilet. But then, to be fair, so does my 2-year-old. That's not the big Billy Balls claim, is it? I'm not sure what words you can use on YouTube. How about this one? This is in the news today. Why heat waves hit women harder. Overwhelmed, irritable, dizzy, bloated, exhausted. And on top of that, there's a heat wave. Do apologise to. Let's see if that's gone down well with women in the chat. The massage by Chaz is not for the faint-hearted anyway. It raises the blood pressure. Nothing wrong with slightly increased blood pressure. Nick wins with 29. Oh, sorry, wrong stream. What? I think I broke my chair. Amber heat alert. Never heard of her. I think she was the one who pooed in the bed. Non-stick Nick's here, giving it the old live long and prosper. Sorry, that's offensive. That's because they won the war or something, isn't it? I'm more concerned about Amber Turd's heat alert. It is a worry. That is one situation where I will grant you the heat makes it worse. I'm not in favour of having any women poo in my bed. But if they did, and it's a big but of the sentence, that would make it worse. Or would it? I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. It's a bowel thing, is it? That's the issue that would ruin the bed or not the size of the bum cakes. Really, that's just the glutamus maximus or something, isn't it? I don't know even why you brought it up. My worry would be, I don't want any woman pooing in my bed. But if you are going to do it, and please don't do it during a heat wave. Although I'll sleep on the floor. So actually, you know what? Crap away. To your arse's content. It's so hot, says Proper Memes. How hot is it? It's so hot. How hot is it? It's so hot that KFC fingers are cooked. Oh, we've even got that one. Count Binface, take the O out of the first name. Alan, you're not a fan of the bin. I saw that one coming. Hashtag women. That's what I thought was happening. But the next thing, she'd pooed. What did you mean? I'm not the one, to be fair though, obviously, but I didn't set that joke up. Blame the BBC website for, or that, I think that was BBC. That's set up too much, isn't it? They're not even done the rule of three. They went for it. Let's do all of the cliches of women in that first line, please. They put Dizzy in there. If I did that joke, they'd cancel me. All right, where do we get to? And, well, we might as well crack on with some more from today's news. We've covered all the weather side of it. Most popular baby names. Should we have a crack at this one? In the chat, would you like to guess the most popular boy's name? Of course you wouldn't. It's been the same one for a long while. In the chat, Joodle says, Jesus Christ. No, close. Close? It was an early guess, because you typed it before I did this story. Missed it by that much. When it comes to the most popular baby names, it's not Jesus Christ. But you're on theme. Mohammed. Of course it is. It always is. And obviously, Mohammed and Olivia does seem the same. Olivia should be the scarier one, shouldn't it? Because the reason Mohammed is so big is not just how many people of the Muslim faith are in the UK. It's also their lack of originality when it comes to picking names. Do you know what I mean? And this comes from someone called Steve. When someone called Steve can have a go at you for how unoriginal your name is, you're making some lifestyle choice errors there, my friend. They try and get around with a little bit of different spelling, but you know what I'm saying. So the runaway winner there is Mohammed. We could take that title back if we all focused, because it's still, what, 80-something% white British. If we all focused on, like, a memo goes round, or if you talk about it during football game, I'm trying to work out, where's a place if you just wanted to connect to the white, in this chat, if you talked about it here and said, look, new plan, as of next year, they're all going to be called John. Boom, we've been knocking them out the park. Ping, ping, ping. Christian, if you wanted to. You know what I mean? If you really wanted to balance it. They're trying with Noah. I see what's happening there. Leo, Luca. That's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you know my theory when it comes to naming babies. I was really good at it with R2 because the missus came up with suggestions and I knocked them out of the park. My job was to stress test the name. If I were a bully in a playground, and I wasn't when I was growing up, but I could be now. You know what I mean? I got the height advantage. What could you do to ruin the kids? Now, we've talked about this before on the show. Luca, definitely you don't have that because of the filthy related to, and also the song about being beaten up. Why name your kid something linked to domestic abuse? Same for anyone calling their name Chris Brown or whatever. The Oliver, nice try. George, Asda. Oscar, come on, what? Theodore, you might as well just slap your kid yourself. If you name your kid Theodore and send them into school, oh no, little Theodore was bullied is the most predictable sentence since the most popular baby name is Mohammed. Freddie. But this Olivia is the biggest worry because we know why all the Mohammeds are being called Mohammed. But why the Olivias? What are they doing to take over? I got to be honest, Amelia is the same as an Olivia, isn't it? I couldn't really tell the difference. Not that I'm saying they all look the same, but Olivia's and Amelia's, they all look the same. We're being taken over by middle-class yoga people. Is that what's happening? Isla. Don't call your kid Isla. Isla man. Even worse, because of man. Freya. He can make a joke about the state of her clothes. Poppy. Nah, don't do that. Ivy. Yeah, she climbs up the side of a building. I don't know. The point is, they're all terrible names. I think that's where we're getting there. Got a guest over watching here. Mama Tracy. She's cracking up. Tracy's in the house. This is like the old Time FM days, then, isn't it? Apart from you have to deal with my face. I would have made an effort if I realised. Thankfully, you'll be happy to know when I did the pretend walking off to shout at someone, I didn't stand up, and there will be no side cam on the keyboard. It's a trouserless day. Proper Meme says Mohammed and Libya. A lovely couple. Don't they sound lovely? Dizzy, that's the wonder stuff, says Ems. Yeah, isn't it? Put it on your dating profile. Oh, no, I see what you mean. Women are too cold, says Hi-Ho Kermit. Maybe just the ones you've tried to approach. Too hot. I thought it was babies that couldn't regulate their temperature. Apparently, do you know, come close. You know, hang on, let's try and do this. Let's do this on the side cam. Come over here. The reason I didn't continue with that story, I just did the silly joke. The reason... The reason I didn't read the rest of the story is, do you know why women struggle with the heat wave? It's because they've got higher body fat. Oh, damn. I didn't do this research. I'm just saying. Because there's no way to read that story and go, oh, Blair, no, it is warm. It's because you're fat. Do you want me back over here? So I don't even know why Kermit raised that as an issue. That felt rude. Problem memes. I have 3 sons named Mohammed. Must make them easy to tell them apart. I can't believe Freddie is right at the bottom, says Charlotte. Not the first time someone said that, I imagine. Looks like Leo, Noah, and Mohammed live upstairs from Luca. On the 2nd floor. I bet they heard something last night. Alvin and Simon were 11 and 12. Oh, bless. Oscar, I hardly knew it, says, hey, chipmunks, never got that proper means. Alan, Clacton-on-Sea, by-elections candidate Lawrence Fox, actor Ollie Grainer, independence candidate. Do you know what? Yes, thanks for those. We'll come on to that in a second, because it's a shame. We'll cover why it's a shame. Steve's kids are called 1 and 2. I wouldn't do that, Ems, because they'd think they were being, like, called for over a tannoy announcement every time someone was testing the mic. You got to think these things through. 1, 2, 1, 2. What? 8. I still hate that. One of the downsides of being called Steve is there's always someone shouting Steve. And you don't know if it's you. It's such a common name. So, shout Mohammed. See how they like it. Trust you, Steve. Thank you, Charlotte. Yep. I don't know where 2 came. I don't know where 2 came out. I'm not into biology, but I roughly know. Alan said, have I got these on screen? I have. Alan, when a lady gives birth to Mohammed, is that what is meant by Mohammed couldn't go to the mountain, but the mountain came to Mohammed? No offense. You've made the research about body fat levels look less offensive. Thank you, Alan. Hashtag bottom jokes, says Charlotte. And Freya Tuck. That would be unfortunate. It would. Also, if she has plastic surgery later in life. And maybe the kids are Juan and Tulip. That makes more sense. Can't wait to unbox these. Flipping unboxing special for a nighttime show. Meanwhile, Tracy, if you've never watched this show before, I think we also... Where's the camera that's called One to Use? That is the dumbest thing to name a camera. Side cam in use. That can't be it, can it? Yeah, there is one. There it is. You'll learn about Colin. Colin is available for private functions. He's there he is. Like and subscribe. We're back. Where do we get to? So there's all the names sorted. We also have, I think I saw this story today. Yeah, all right, Alan, let's do it. Hang on. No, sorry, I've just seen there's a very good joke come through from Nonstick Nick. We've got to read this one out. I've got a degree in microphone testing. I got a 2-1, 2-1, 2-2, third. The beautiful work. 2 foxes and a raving loony joined the fight against Farage. I literally said this on the telly as a joke. The problem is, with the Count Bin face, you're going to get some monster raving loony person stand and split the nutter vote. I hate it when my jokes become real. I feel like maybe I should just stop doing them. I'm jinxing everything. Yeah, Lawrence Fox is one of them. Someone dressed as a fox is the other one. Either way, that Not a vote is being spread thin. So, previously, and I'm sure you're all aware of it, 5 million squidderoonies was a gift or donation. It wasn't declared, so now there's some sort of an investigation into Nigel Farage. Don't do it wrong. Could spend it on Ferraris. Also, I don't know if you saw me on the old Jeeves last night. I tried to make the joke that when Nigel Farage said, I could spend it on Ferraris if I want, he was talking to Nick Ferrari, and it just looks like bad improv. My son does it when he has to try and come up with stuff. He's like Brick in Anchorman. He can only improvise things he can see. Like, the camera, the other camera. There's too many cameras in here for it to work. But you know what I'm trying to say. The people, not everyone got that joke. You're up to date. Why does Colin look like you, Steve? What? Okay, no, I take your point. He's dressed for the wrong weather. I got my trousers off. So I can't remember where we were. Oh, Nigel Farage. Then there's an investigation, and then he was a Parliamentary Standards Committee looking into him. The worst punishment they could hand out is a suspension that then triggers a vote, which could be a recall notice, which turns into a by-election. So a couple of ifs in there, a couple of other words that mean it's a bit of a stretch. Maybe the longest shot bad outcome would be a by-election. So Nigel Farage recalls himself, has a by-election, bish bash bosh. You know, you can't find me, I quit. It's basically that. And I thought, I've written about this on social media, it was a faultless move. Every outcome either made the establishment look weak or overbearing. There is no win. All they could do is try and not get involved, and then he gets to do the headlines of, they're scared of me. They're not scared. It's just that there's no upside to them. There's absolutely no win for the major parties taking place. So it then turned into a situation where maybe, like Count Binface would win. Of course he wouldn't win. Don't be silly. But for some reason, Reform supporters started to take it seriously. There's been loads of comments, loads of people on social media trying to point out that the guy who is Count Binface actually is just part of the establishment because he's written jokes for the BBC. Join me over here. Do we hate people who've written jokes for the BBC now? Because, if it makes it any better, they rejected more of the ones that I wrote than they took. So, anyway, these BBC writers, can't stand them. But we're trying to make out that he's the establishment. He's not the establishment. He's a joke writer. It's just, I think that looks weak. In the same way that when Keir Starmer didn't allow Andy Burnham to stand in that first by-election, trying to go out, making it look like Count Binface is the establishment you're railing against. I'm not sure that's the good move. I'm not sure it is. However, now we've got everyone else joining in. Game over, isn't it? There'll be enough of the vote spread around. It won't make a difference. It will be weird seeing any kind of debates. I hope they televise them. You'll have Lawrence Fox, someone dressed as a fox, someone dressed as a bin, which means the guy who's dressed as a fox will see the guy dressed as a bin, and he'll be like a flipping fox in a bin. No, he'll be like a rat up a drain pipe. Imagine that. You try to do a debate, and he's like, oof. I reckon I go through there, find some scraps. That's what politics has come to. Are you happy? Of course you are. This is hilarious. Because you don't live in Clacton. Why should we care? Front page. M's. I'm not saying who didn't get that joke, but it's good on it. Martin, previously in the week, still available, still cancelled by the BBC. Oh, yes, true. Don't hate me for having written comedy for the BBC and been on a TV comedy show for the BBC, written sketches for BBC Kent for about 4 or 5 years. Don't hate me for that, because they once cancelled one of my appearances on 5 Live. Huh? I'm railing against the establishment too. Count Binface, says Charlotte, I'm sorry, I'm never sitting on that. Even if you wipe it down first, you're right. Be an absolute mess. Boaty McBoatface won. Stranger things have happened. I replied to Lembit Opik, whom I used to work with on BBC Radio Kent, and I said, "Votey McVoteface." He did not reply. He's just as cheeky as his ex. Squirrel, exactly. says Martin. I missed one there, didn't I? The difference between Count Binface and the other politicians is that with Count, the rubbish is inside the bin. Oh, that's good. I like it. Hang on. Bear with. I think you're right. Colin does look like me, doesn't he? Hi, Chris. Oh, Chris is here. Chris. Hi, Charlie, my old friend. Are you doing some drugs while you're watching this? Evening all, says Chris. So, there you go. The England are winning at cricket. God damn, is there another sport on? I've got to try and avoid football, Wimbledon, and they're doing cricket as well. It's the end of days. We need Morgan Freeman impression for my mum, pretty please. Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it? I've not had a chance to... Hang on. My old friend, Andy Dufresne. I need more. Hang on. I need more to work with. That was the first time I saw Andy Dufresne. My old friend. Hang on. I need some of that in there. You need to curl the back of the throat. My old friend, Andy Dufresne. The end. All right, I'll work on it. I'm a bit out of practice. Could I tickle your fancy with a Ronnie Corbett? I don't even know about if I could do that, you know. You're up to date. I release a statement. I release statement, says Alan. I am no relation to Lawrence Fox. My surname is Fox. Ruin my good name. Don't worry about it. Lily Allen. You'll be fine. Not Martin Freeman this time. No, I can't do one of those. Hey, Chris, you okay, my darling? Hang on, let's get some... Bin Face took him out of the trash outside my front door yesterday. They're good. Do you know what? Tomorrow's bin day for me. You're up to date. Hi, Ems. And Nonsense Nick. The Count is preferable to Jeremy Corbyn Face. Yeah. They're the Greens these days, anyway. Right, back into the... We still haven't even got off this one yet, have we? What's this one? Oh, yeah, this is the thing. Because they're taking Count Binface so seriously, he's actually posted. And the problem is, by taking them so seriously, you now allow the Labour press to come out with things like this. He says, I'm fighting against the establishment, and they say, you're not fighting the establishment, you're fighting a bin. Which still makes him the man of the people, because when England lose, on the way home, people have had a few drinks, there are going to be some fights with bins. He might be ahead of the curve on this one. There's a lot going on there. But anyway, he's Nigel Farage has officially stood down. The other thing we missed out, we didn't talk about earlier, is there was a chance the by-election wouldn't happen if Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, didn't allow it. She has to do some weird... Because of our ridiculous system, you can't just quit being an MP. You need to be given a job that precludes you from being an MP, which is now... So Nigel Farage is now currently the Chancellor of the Manor of Northstead. And from what I've heard, he's not visited Northstead once. Oh, he's too busy fanning around with his Donald Trump friends. The people of Northstead deserve better. I don't fully understand what that job is. I'll give you that. I will give you that. Then let's try and rattle through. Oh, this is the last story. I mentioned it on social media, but sexually transmitted tummy bug. I saw that and I did think, you're in too deep. I'm not into biology. But if you've upset someone's tummy, turn around and back up a couple of inches. You've overshot. I wouldn't trust you to park. But it's spreading rapidly in the UK. Diarrhea and 3 other symptoms. Don't tell us what they are. Leave that as a surprise. And as Ems pointed out, I have had a dicky tummy. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Not that I know of. I don't think that's what I've had. But... I don't know if there's a test, but you're right. I've had an upset stomach. 3 of the last 4 or 5 weeks, I've had 3 weeks of having some sort of upset stomach. I don't think it's this. In the same way, I don't think I'd be pregnant. You're up to date. Hang on. Turn around, bright eyes. Turn around, back up. Yeah, your eyes would be watering. But seriously. Says Squirrel, how have you all wheelie been? Martin says a judge leaning on a weight iron, I'm guessing wrought iron fence, autocorrects no one's friends for phrases like that, would be the establishment against the railings. Oh dear. Ems, did you see the bull that stopped the cricket a few days ago? No, I didn't, but I'm Team Bull. In many ways, if you've seen this show. Phil Collins had a song about that in Too Deep, yeah. I could hear him crawling around your stairs tonight. Right, hang on, what are we doing? Before we move any further, before we get inside the news, due to the way this show is funded, here's a quick message. Hello. So it's been really hot today. That's one of the trickier things about trying to prepare a show in the hot weather. It's been so hot, sometimes the only way to stay cold has been to those ice lollies you get for kids? Getting those and putting down your pants. So please give money, because they ain't cheap. They're like £3 for £1. I don't know what you're thinking. Steve, why don't you just put them in the freezer and reuse them? Actually, that's a good idea. Meanwhile, go to Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Just give money anyway. You're up to date. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Just doing a bit of unboxing, if you don't mind. Well, I'm doing unbagging at the moment. Look at that. More on that story later. Let's get inside the news, shall we?
Let's get inside the news.
You're up to date. So let's move a few things around. We need to get the table cam. So I went through the newspapers today. I got to admit, it was a long while ago. I can't remember what was in the darn things. Get my phone out of it. Get in it. Right, let's see what we got here. The number of migrants who arrived in the UK after crossing the English Channel in the first half of the year fell sharply compared with the same period of 2025. Okay, I'm confused, but so fewer people bothering to make the crossing. Some 11,000 arrived in the 6 months. That's 41% lower. And it just goes to show. I've said this before. When it comes to these issues of smashing the gangs, stopping the smugglers, stopping people getting in the back of lorries, stopping people with the boats, all of these, finding other ways to try and stop the gangs and the people traffickers and the smugglers. None of it will make a difference until you stop the pull factor. And that's what they've done. They've made this nation not really worth being in. And it's really helped, isn't it? Credit where it's due. If you say to people, there's a nation over there that it's not looking great, a lot of inflation going on, no one can afford anything, they're letting the prisoners just out on the street. No, not just the shoplifters, the murderers, the paedophiles. They're letting them out on the streets. Just off you go. What do you mean you want to try and escape them by driving away? No, there's 20 miles an hour everywhere. They will catch you. What you want a drink? Not with the water supply they've got over there. They've got poos in it. They've got poo. They can keep the poos in the rivers, but they can't keep the sex offenders in the prison. Yeah, that one. Do you want to go and smuggle yourself there? You don't? All right, cheers. So I think they've done it. Congratulations. Bring that up, Andy Burnham, and you will be winning elections. Bin face. We've done enough bin face coverage. Yeah. Ironically, thrown it in the bin. I'm not sure what to do with this one. How about this one? MP call to save Scampi. I thought we had a lot of issues going on. It feels like I probably would have solved other problems first, but Scampi could be at risk of being lost from the nation's plates unless more foreign fishermen are allowed to work for UK firms. Do the fish not go near anyone who sounds a bit British? They see a St. George's Cross and they're like, I'm out of here. We all know what that one means. Scarborough and... Oh, that's just flashed. Something's happening with the USB. Scarborough and Whitby, MP Alison Hume fears the chip shop favourite as workers no longer, let's find out, able to get visas to fish out of ports like... Right. I got to be honest, I've not had scampi in so long. That headline could have been Scampy died off 17 years ago, and I would have been like, oh, it's not what you find out, they don't make certain cartoons anymore. What, they're not still making Will o' the Wisp? Oh. What's the hot takes coming through on this? In Too Deep was Genesis, but Phil sang it. Martin, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Pop-upsicle. I don't know where you think I'm putting it, but I'm not M's. Kermit says, has he... Oh, it's just moved. Drop-in migrants. They'd come by parachutes now. I wouldn't put it past them. If you still had a dicky tummy, get yourself checked, mate. But as I said on the show the other day, I think it's one of them was just I caught something off my daughter, and the other one I think I've had some dodgy food, and it's really helped me get into the correct shape to wear the suits on TV. So don't knock it till you've tried it. Maybe I should try and track down that STD. It's been a while. We need more migrants. Someone has to pay my pension. Yep. Is that why it's happening? My poor dad, says Ems. Why? Is that where you keep your popsicles? Good God. What are you doing there? What's happened? Boom. Hang on. Have I missed something? Because there's a sad face. Has there been a genuine sad thing? Is it the popsicles? Popsicles are dearer, says Jules. What more? I don't know how much they are. I must admit. They're in the pound shop, but these days, that's no hint, is it? They got to change the name. That's doing me in. I mean, I know we live in a world where you go into Boots, you can't buy Boots. You go into Superdrug, you can buy drugs. All right, that one's ridiculous. Selfridges don't sell fridges. I don't know if they do. I'm too poor to go in there, but it's an absolute mess. And now we've got Pound Shop where nothing's a pound. Pound Shop. Nothing's a pound. Yes, nothing's a pound. Scampi was my favourite on Fingerbob. I don't know what that is, but I hope you wash your hands first. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself some STD in your old dicky tummy. What? No Scampi? It's my go-to at the pub. Have you never had a gammon? Have you never beer and aled in a pie? The scamp. The problem is, though, you order Scampi and it arrives too hot to eat, doesn't it? It's a trap. Summer sales department stores can't attend in this heat. Normally don't mind argy-bargy. I like a bit of argy-bargy. And hand-to-hand contact with beefy female security guards. Oh, no, I love that. But don't do stairs. Fair enough. I'm still mourning the demise of the Drifter back in 2018, says Joodles. Which one died? Because I can't remember who was the lead singer. Boo-doo-boo-doo. Get the ukulele down if anyone can remember any of their songs. Whoa, catching strays again. Is that where you catch them? I wouldn't do that. You get yourself some cat disease as well. UK needs to distract Spain with cunning langoustines. I'm amazed the autocorrect didn't do them for you there. Curries don't sell curries, as I found out to my chagrin. She wasn't my real gran. We shouldn't be allowed to do late night ones, should we? Trump overturned FIFA decision in World Cup. This will be in 2027 edition of the Bible in the Book of Revelations. Were you not there the other day? We went in studs high on why he should not have done it. And I wrote a joke about it too. Do Selfridges actually sell fridges? Nice. Curries sell no curries. Do they, though? Because they do sell fridges. Have you looked inside the fridges? I've not, but I'm just thinking. That's how they'd sneak one in. But they are self-installation only. Damn it! Drifters was a great group, Joodle, says Chris. Yeah, but can anyone name one of their songs? Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. They've really messed up their verbs in there. Like a drifter, you were born to drift. You're thinking of a walker. They're born to walk alone, or with people. Steve, you're really You're really talking my pub grub language. Gammon, ale, pie. Yes, mate. Now, the great thing about the pastry, it has to be a soft pastry on a steak and ale pie. And the first thing that's going to happen when it arrives, I'm taking that lid off and moving it because, again, it's too damn hot. Someone did a song about that. And it can cool down. Plus, also, you flip over the top of the pie, it's just going to absorb that gravy. It's going to sit there and absorb it. Technically, absorption and adsorption.
Science Corner.
I'm sure we are all aware of surface chemistry, so I don't need to teach you to suck eggs, but absorption and absorption, the two different types of absorptions. Under the boardwalk. Oh, my ukulele's over there. God, it's tempting though, isn't it? Boots were named after Mr. Boot. Yep. Says Martin, he screwed up on the nominative determinism, didn't he? He should have gone into the selling of the boots, or he should have worked in computers. I know this happened in the 1800s or whatever, but he should have got off his backside and invented them. Walker Brothers didn't, they don't drift. I bet they do now. Under the boardwalk, Bruce Willis, Return of the Bruno. That's my era. 1, 2, 3, hit it, boys. Too Darn Hot was from the musical Kiss Me Kate. No. Under the Boardwalk, yeah. Secret Agent Man. I'm just naming songs from the Return of the Bruno album. But yeah. Martin says, I also love a beefy female security guard, theoretically. I'd like a beefy female security guard with some ale and a puff pastry lid. Can we make that happen? In the Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen? Up on the roof. Like your apples. I'm not going to say where you keep your apples. I'll have you know. Cox's Pippins. I bet you flipping barely even knew him. Love me some Bruce Willis. That was a good album, I will admit. Proper Memes. I had that album on cassette and didn't hate it. It was good. We should do a review. We should do a video, like a YouTube review of that, because no one talks about that enough. That was an absolute excellent song. Respect yourself. Nah, 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 nah. Why disagree with someone that quickly? He said, respect yourself. The backing singers were like, nah, 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 nah. Respect yourself. Dee, 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 dee. Because if you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody gonna be no hoo-de-goo. Nah, 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 nah. Respect yourself. Wise words. Love moonlighting back in the day. Well, yeah, that's what you did to make ends meet, isn't it? Alan, you and I must be the same generation, says Chris. Yes. You're right. I don't attract that many young people to the chat. I think Charlotte's the only one. She's had to bring a mum for safety. That's fine. Moonlighting was a good series. I was on Times Radio talking about it. It was such a big falling out. It became too expensive to film because the contractual obligations for Sybil Shepherd were that she had to be filmed in soft focus. But they didn't want everyone else in the scene to be filmed in soft focus. So they had to work on lenses that could have half of the shot in soft focus and the other half not. It cost them tons. Whereas I look like this and wish I knew how to do soft focus. Some fly by night, some fly by day. I know, I live near Luton. I love these late night shows, me too. We're meant to be doing the news and I'm just chatting in the chat. That's why it's called chat. Gut sex bug. Already covered that. Put that one there. That's probably good for it. All right. You say you like the late night shows. I probably shouldn't talk about this story, but I want to talk about how I can't talk about this story. Oh, what am I doing over there? Hello. Double murder. What do you think of it so far? Rubbish. Convicted killer is hoping a dog lead could help prove his innocence. Michael Stone is serving a life term for the murders of these people, right, in 1996. He's set to be visited by a miscarriage of justice investigator today to provide a fresh DNA sample. And it's so terrible that this story is linked to something so tragic, because I, and probably everyone else in his circle of friends, are just dying to do the joke about police have finally got some leads. Do you know what I mean? It's a dog lead. It's literally a dog lead. It's such a tragic story. And it just requires, like, all of his mates will be turning up with their fake non-prescription glasses wanting to do the good evening. And finally tonight, a man has been arrested. Just want to do the police have got leads. You can't, can you? Can't make light of a story like that. There's got to be some good ones in here. What did I find? It's this one. Burglars jailed for £1 million fat jab heist. Fat jab heist? 3 men who stole £1 million worth of Manjaro have been jailed. And I think they'll be out in no time at all because they'll just get through the bars, won't they? You're going to have some pretty tight bars because they'll be straight through. If they were found guilty of stealing £1 million worth of Manjaro and butter or washing up liquid or a bit of lube, you couldn't keep them in any prison. No one could hold them. They'd be through it like a politician dressed like a fox stood next to a politician dressed like a bin. I wish I'd have thought of that joke earlier. It was not bad, was it? I could have made a clip out of that. Not that one, the one about the fox. Summertime. Sit back and rewind. Here it is, a groove slightly transformed, just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore trance that has gotten to be a little bit out of control. It's cool to move, but what about a groove that soothes and moves romance? So give me a soft, subtle twist. And if it ain't broke, then don't try to fix it. Try to fix it. Brits are being... Not Brit. Is she still with us? Not you, Brit. Brits... But Brit is a Brit, so including Brits. Brits are being urged to watch out for a surge in runaway snakes in the heatwave. And I should just remind you, that is why I didn't stand up whilst performing that joke at the start of the show. You're up to date. You're welcome. I'm not saying it looks like a snake. I am saying I've painted different bands of colour around it. Red, green, ones like that. Just so the first glance you don't know if it's poisonous or not. Venomous, not poisonous. If it's venomous, it's bad when it bites you. What I really need to do is make it look like it's poisonous so that you don't think you can bite it. That's what I'm doing later then. How long have we got? Too big. The drool thief. A crafty thief, posing as a shopper, swallowed a £35,000 ring at a jeweller's in a bid to steal it. It was a bold move by the look of it. So he's having a little look there. He's oh, let's just look at this. How many carrots is that? Maybe that's it. They said carrots, and he was like, oh, I love it. Love a carrot. I could just these vegans. This is the problem, isn't it? He was like, go on then. I'll have some of that. And he's eyeing it up. Next thing you know, I'll show you the thing down here. Whoop! Straight in. But thankfully for all involved, he coughed it up. Because could have gone a different way. Literally could have gone a different way. Imagine that you get into the world of jewellery. Breakfast at Tiffany's, you know, you love, oh, it's a glamorous job. Oh, it must be so good having working in a jeweller's. What did you do yesterday? Watched a man turd out a £35,000 diamond ring. And as Ems will tell you, that's going to leave some strata, some striations. That's going to leave some striations. Rifling. That's the problem, isn't it? Oh, we're just going to leave that there. I think by the time you're talking about passing a diamond ring out of your bottom and it leaving rifling striations, I think you're done. I think we've covered all that we need to cover. There's a couple of more. Oh, they've not done the unboxing yet. Shall I show you the unboxing? So, you know how I've been trying to make... Not that one. Oh, that one's frozen. Well, there's no flipping point doing that then, is it? Look at that. That was a... that meant business. Hang on. Where's the camera? Where's the actual camera that's doing it? Oh, it will... This must have been why everything all went weird a little bit earlier. Oh. Hi, how you doing? There it is. Whoa! Good God. That was like Terminator 2. Just saw the bomb go off. Hi. So over here, bear with. Yeah. Remember how this now has lights, right? You can turn them off. You can turn them off if you want. That one won't go off. Why is it not going off? All right. Well. Okay. Well, it's all gone weird. That I have to use this. I have to use remote controls like some sort of a caveman. Ah! It's like the bomb's gone off. Yeah, it's some of that. Oh, I picked the wrong one. Oh, good God. So instead, USB Type-C smart adapter. I'm going to be able to voice control the USB power in this place. I don't even know what some of those things are. What is that? It's remote, smart scene, family sharing. I'm going to get to do someone else's wife. Didn't say it in this bit. Type C to C. I don't think I want to do Type C to C. I'm willing to have a dabble, but I'm not going to do Type C to C. That's how you get yourself one of those tummy bugs. It's literally a Wi-Fi enabled USB adapter. This is where your money goes. This is where your money. Oh, look at that. So when I get this connected later on, stereo MCs, I'm gonna be able to. I'll just shout in the code that I use to make the broadcast start working. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I say a thing and all the lights change. Apart from those which didn't today, but they flipping will because I bought 2 of these. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Keep me funded. That's a good angle, Steve. Why, thank you. That guy had breakfast at Tiffany's. He did have breakfast at Tiffany's. How is that not the headline? Kermit, beautiful work. Spectre N. Allen. Yep. Was there a nuclear blast? I think so. I think I've got a tan. That's the thumbnail for the stream right there. My late mum used to go to summer and Boxing Day sales. Mum had a tug of war with a belt, and ladies pulling handbags tug of war, not a good look. I don't know. If one of them's a beefy security guard with some ale on her and a little puff pastry, would not say no. Steve, put the Norwegian colours there for a bit. It's because of the football. Are they in? Are they a thing? Unboxing is like pulling punches. I have no idea. Ooh, that's a beautiful piece. I think that's what you're talking about. Look at that. Whoa. What? Whoa. I don't know if it will let me individually control the USBs. It doesn't matter. Everything comes on. Can we get back to the footy yet? All right, good point. Well made. Bugs Bunny full of carrots, says Alan. So you've got a safe word. I have, but annoyingly, it starts with a capital letter and includes a symbol. It's right faff. But I'm very keen on security. But in the moment, it's very difficult. It's pound sign. Oh, 1, 2, 3 pound sign. I forgot I had to change it. I change it every 6 months as well. I should say that as well for security. I always make sure it's all very well having a safe word, but you got to make sure the Russians don't find it. Otherwise, good God. There is this. Didn't really read it. Spike Girls. Jerry Halliwell Horner, barely even knew her, sparked an Instagram storm after not tagging Mel Brown, B, in a post for the 30th anniversary of the Spice Girls. Oh, grow up. I mean, they did, obviously. That's why it's the 30th anniversary, but you know what I mean? Someone did something on social media and they didn't tag. Oh, this is exactly the kind of cretinous behavior that Jeremy Kyle used to make a living from. Someone did a thing on Facebook. He said that on Facebook, so now we've got to go and make him do a DNA test on TV. It's only the fact that they're rich enough that they could afford their own DNA test that these people don't end up doing that. Make me sick. My safe word is quantitative easing. but also a good direction as well. Roodles, says Kermit. Have I missed one? I hate it when I miss ones. Often I miss all the best ones. It's Kayla, the cleaner. Don't think she knows the safe word. She doesn't even. She knows the combination for the key box. That don't do her any good. I did tell her it was. Began with a capital letter and the thing. Wimbledon ladies face blister hell. An outbreak of blisters is troubling well-heeled. I mean, that's not the heel that's the problem. Female visitors to Wimbledon after high heels came back into fashion. So, but you just sit down all day, don't you? How weak have we become as a society? You can't even watch a bit of tennis without, I've got my blisters. I would say jog on, but make it worse. Dan Wootton does the Twitter drama well nowadays, doesn't he? She needs to do a Taylor Swift and write albums about her ex. Jerry Horner, or barely even knew her, or the other one. Kayla, I hardly knew her, says Hi-Ho Kermit. Right, so we're up to date. I'm going to keep the instructions. Oh, before we go, we do need to make sure we're fully up to date. What is going on with that bad boy?
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this
Paddling pool. Hi, welcome along. I'm Stephen Allen, and here are the places where you could see me doing my thing. But, plugs. Friday, tomorrow, there's been an update actually. There is a strong chance I might be on UK News Live tomorrow, but we're doing it remotely, so I can be on air from 12, doing another one of these, liver and looser. The keyboard will be plugged in, the ukulele might be within reach. That's putting you off, isn't it? I'll put the ukulele down. Would you watch? And then from 1 o'clock, I'm on Talk Radio, chatting through the news. Then, 8 o'clock, Bethnal Green. Come and see me sweating, doing live comedy in Bethnal Green. Then, Saturday, Times Radio. I was offered another talk thing, but I couldn't do it. Times Radio from 5. And then they've cancelled the flipping Bethnal Green gig because of a thing called football. There's some sort of football happening. And it means they're not doing it. Nuts. And I ain't going to find a replacement gig because there's no football on. So all the extra dosh I'm trying to make by saying yes to everything else, out the window. Sunday, GB News from 7, Free Speech Nation, where I'll be talking about the news. That's how it all works. You're up to date. Come and see me do some more of this stuff. Let's wrap up this bad boy before we go. It's not frozen. It's just reverted to 1 frame per minute. And then Judel says, is that right, Ems? What's Ems said? Because Jerry and Mel B were lovers. Which one got with the other one's friends? Because I know the rules. If you want to be her lover, you got to get with her friends. Which is weird because in my past relationship, I once got with all of her friends. And she was furious. You went all trippy a minute ago as well. What's happening with this flipping thing? As it happens, I didn't get time to restart the computer. I was putting the kids to bed until 7:42. So this show was slapped together like you wouldn't believe. Rafferty denies it, though. Certain age group. Sunday, you'll be talking about the football. Oh, nuts. Let's jam on live and let's jam. Mum has really enjoyed the show tonight, Steve. Thank you for doing it. It's a pleasure, Tracy. It's a shame we don't get to do the old, Time FM stuff. Hopefully you had a titter. Charlotte, I hope you enjoyed tittering with your mum. Careful, you know what the people in this chat will be like. They'll have AI'd an image of it happening. Ukulele if you want to. Thank you, Martin. We'll try and see if we can get that happening. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. I've got a gig money thing to replace. Quality of the box on this unboxing. Look at that. And then, I won't try and use it. We're back tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that was the other. Substack.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen to read some versions of this and subscribe to the YouTube. Click all the things. YouTube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. Thank you very much for your participation. Sorry it wasn't earlier today, but I quite like doing the 8 o'clock ones. If we can find a regular day to do these on, I might be up for it. Squirrel on the bass, Steve. I'm presuming it's bass. Obviously, with that word, could be bass. I don't know if you're bringing in some fish. Squirrels tend to not. They hunt. They can do the nuts, but not the fish. Either way, it's a healthy diet. Night all, says Martin. Night. See you later, sir. Yeah, see you tomorrow from 12. Till then, bye.